My biggest win, having gone through this Center for Executive Coaching, is that after 20 years, I finally published a book. It really was life-changing, and it has set up for me a career that I could see being involved with, into my 80s. My name is Rob Berg, and I was then and am now actually a principal of Per & Knight. It's a consulting firm headquartered in Santa Monica, California. And I head up the operations and technology consulting practice. My consulting work has to do with process improvement. So we look at large organizations and improve the way they do things. And I've always had this notion that we're always focused on the technical things, the technologies that are used, the hiring practices, how we're compensating them, but we're not focusing on people. We're not focusing on thinking about how we motivate individuals to execute in the new environment that I might be proposing. One of the unintended benefits is I coach myself. When I'm at a particular juncture in my life or career, I know what questions to ask myself to get myself out of a rut, to get myself to move forward, just by writing about it and thinking about it. Asking myself questions like, well, what if you didn't do this? How are you going to feel a year from now? My approach is way less directive now and way more coaching oriented, making me, I believe, a much better manager. One of the great things I've done is I worked with a young consultant that came into our firm, and his first move in the firm was backwards. I brought him in at a management level, and he kind of took a step back. And by helping him, in fact, he's one I help with that calendar, kind of looking at how he can find more time in his week and more time in his day, how he can organize it differently, getting that vision for his career. Cut to 3.5 years ago, he made partner. He's a director of one of the fastest growing practices in the firm. That's extremely gratifying. This is a guy who's doubled his income at the firm in the last 3 years. I graduated Center for Executive Coaching 5 years ago now, so it's been a while. But I still find myself going back to the library of resources, the tools that are available, the articles, the blogs, the recorded sessions, the webinars that Andrew keeps cranking out. And he keeps renewing and refreshing that material. So 5 years later, that's still a great resource. And there are all these ancillary things that are available through the center, like how to market, how to contract properly, how to handle objections, things that are kind of outside the scope of a traditional body of knowledge for coaching proper, but are important if you really are serious about being a successful coach. I would highly recommend the Center for Executive Coaching. It was an extraordinary experience. Certainly consultants would benefit from a coaching education. The investment has paid for itself many, many, many times over. So that's, to me, a no-brainer. The coaching really helps you to pull the stuff out of your client, which gives you instant buy-in into the strategies that you devise together now in collaboration with your client to help fix their businesses.